Can you tell us a little bit about your music background and stuff?
Yeah, so probably started making music like 5 years ago. I was a producer before I was a DJ, and I worked in Ableton, and I started on hardware to, I went Logic, Machine, Ableton. So I've worked all with a bunch of different DAWs, and um, I have a lot of unreleased stuff that I'm a kind of like a one of those people that wants it to be perfect.
Hmm.
But I have friends I work on music with, and basically, I put out like a couple tracks, probably like 2020, and that got some attention. And I got on Andy Morin. He had A2B2, which is like his radio, the Andy Morin of Death Grips. They made a radio station. They picked one of my tracks to go on there, so I got a little bit of traction then. And but yeah, I just make like electronic music. I like making like MIDI metal is what I call it.
Hmm.
Eventually, I realized like a lot of my page, I had nothing to like do in public. I had nothing to offer my community, I guess, like in terms of a business or service. I had a moment where I was like, what the hell am I even promoting anymore? And so I decided to get into DJing so I could like go out and get off the internet a little bit and like be able to play music out for people. And yeah, the New Year's party was kind of funny because I wasn't even supposed to have this shit. I'm not even supposed to do. And Max was supposed to come and set something up, and then Sam's like, "We need music," and I was like, "All right." So I just brought my laptop on up, and I think at first we were just playing like shitty royalty free like 70s music.
Hmm.
And then we were like using YouTube, and like I was speeding it up and slowing it down. We were bringing in like pigs screaming and like fucked up shit. And then like a couple hours in, I was like, man, I was a little tipsy. Had been drinking a little champagne. And I was like, fuck this. I'm playing my music. I'm over this. So I started playing my own music because I was like, well, that's royalty free, right? And then I was on Discord with my homie, and I was like, send more, send more. He's sending more of our like unreleased shit. We're just playing, playing, playing. And then I hit up another homie. I was like, yo, I'm playing on right now. Just give me some of your music. So you hear the Discord thing just going off while I'm fucking playing this. And yeah, people liked it. And um it was one of my favorite moments. I think it was the start of the like dance party tradition that seems to have now happened in like 2 and 2.5 with the blood rave.
Hmm.
They tried to keep it going with like the filthy, with season 3 or whatever. So
Yeah, I really liked the dancing. I think they cut it short this season. They were like, "All
mhm.
right, you've danced enough. Like, you win." To Bert, I think, and then but in season two, like Trish and Shinji were dancing for like what seemed like 6 or 7 hours almost, like at a certain
Yeah.
point, and there was no, I didn't see an end in sight. Like, did you see who? If you had to have chosen, like who do you think could have outlasted?
In season 3 or in
Oh,
2?
the season two dance off. They ended up calling
Uh
it and splitting it, I think.
oh yeah, that's right, they did. Gosh, I almost feel like Trish was in it. She
Mm.
was really Shinji was. They were both like gonna go till the end. I Shinji might have had more of the stamina, but I felt like Trish had more heart. So I don't.
Hmm.
I almost feel like Trish could have outdone it just because sometimes passion out. Well, I think we kind of saw that in the last boxing match with
Hmm.
Shinji and TJ. But like, heart can kind of outrun stamina sometimes. But
Um, you took you took TJ to the hospital for pink eye.
yes.
Was when you found out he had pink eye, were you like, "What the fuck? You were in my car?" Like,
Um, well, I actually took him twice. The first time was for the ribs. He
the
was complaining
ribs.
about his ribs, and the second time was yeah, the pink eye, and I don't. It was a very surreal experience because it almost felt like I was taking like the kidnapped victim out in public for the first time in like millions of years. Like he seemed really like confused almost, and like seeing people at the urgent care, and like I just kind of like I'm like, oh, normal, it's like normal, and then I could see this like different mindset with him that I was like, oh shit, this guy's might be a little bit out of it in terms of like being back in reality. It was very interesting. So it was interesting to see that and like communicate with him on a level, like a personal level. And I remember, yeah, I don't know, I didn't really panic about the pink eye, but I did let him pick the music on the way home, which was, I was like, yo, you haven't heard music in a while, why don't you pick something? And he picked, God, what did he pick? It was, I can't remember. If I remember, I'll let you know.
Oh yeah, I'm dying to know.
It was like, oh gosh, it's like that acid. It was like acid music. Damn it.
Like Spungle?
No, like acid rock. It was like,
oh no, I'm good.
Somebody really popular though. It's
like
not
King Gizzard or something crazy.
Older. I'm like trying to remember who it is.
It's all good. Probably like
well, Sleep. I'll think of it.
Probably like Sleep or Dope Throne or something weird.
It was Frank Zappa.
Oh, Frank Zappa, most underrated artist in the world, I think. You know.
Like, yeah, it was pretty good actually.
That's actually that's a big W in my book. He doesn't get the credit he deserves, I think, sometimes. Was there ever a moment in season 2 or 2.5 where you were just like, what am I doing? Like, why am I here? Like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm kind of a sicko, and I didn't have it in 2 at all. I had in 2. Maybe towards the end, the house was very like, it was pretty gnarly. Like, maybe okay. When they did the food eating contest, or they had to eat like the nastiest crap. I'd gone to like an Asian market, and I just went through and found just like we didn't even bring up some of the shit that I had gotten, and maybe during that was pretty gnarly. I was like boiling all of it just because I was afraid that they could get sick. So I was like making sure so the smell, oh god, the smell was like insane. I did like pig stomach, you know, the crickets I literally baked. The fucking, it was just, the smell in that little kitchen was insane. And maybe in that moment I was like, what the fuck am I doing? But no, I mean, ultimately, I loved the vibe. I think the only time maybe in 2.5 I did feel a little underutilized in terms of I do have a lot more to offer than running around. Like I can edit, I can do other things, and I lost creative outlet a little bit during my time on 2.5 and Fishtank and the Cell. And I think now, coming back to real life, it's almost like I have to relearn a lot of things. Like, I didn't make music for 6 months, you know? I DJ'd, sure, like, but there was a lot of things that, if it was utilized, I probably would have felt a little better. But there were things that definitely, that it's more about that than necessarily like the disgusting nature of the show. I enjoy that. I was like, I'm kind of sick.